Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you, and that's depending where you are in the world. I just wanted to point out I've been asked a few questions about my backdrop. You can see the shadow there, here in the window. See that? So it shows it's not a backdrop. Look, I can open it. So it's all real. It's all real. It's not a virtual backdrop. Okay. So we're doing our nighttime devotion. We are live in London. Our nighttime devotion from the devotional Conflict and Courage. The title today, Toward Sodom. The scripture reading comes from Genesis 13, 12 and 13. Adam. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. The most fertile region in all Palestine was the Jordan Valley. There were cities also wealthy and beautiful, inviting to profitable traffic in their crowded marts. Dazzled with visions of worldly gain, not Lot overlooked the moral and spiritual evils that would be encountered here. He chose him all the plain of Jordan and pitched his tent towards Sodom. How little did he foresee the terrible results of that selfish choice. Lot chose Sodom for his home because he saw that there were advantages to be gained there from a worldly point of view. But after he had established himself and grown rich in earthly treasure, he was convinced that he had made a mistake in not taking into consideration the moral standing of the community in which he was to make his home. The dwellers in Sodom were corrupt. Vile conversation greeted his ears daily. His righteous soul was vexed by the violence and the crime he was powerless to prevent. His children were becoming like these wicked people, for association with them had perverted their morals. Taking all these things into consideration, the worldly riches he had gained seemed small and not worth the price he had paid for them. His family connections were extensive, his children having married among the Sodomites. The Lord's anger was finally kindled against the wicked inhabitants of the city, and angels of God visited Sodom to bring forth Lot, that he should not perish in the overthrow of the city. The influence of his wife and the associations of that wicked city would have left them to apostatize from God, had it not been for the faithful instruction he had early received from Abraham. The marriage of Lot and his choice of Sodom for a home were the first links in a chain of events fraught with evil to the world for many generations. It is Satan's purpose to attract men and women to the cities. And to gain his object, he invents every kind of novelty and amusement, every kind of excitement. And the cities of the earth today are becoming as were the cities before the flood. So, in the previous devotional, we read about how Abraham unselfishly gave Lot the choice of where he wanted to go and live. In this one, we read how Lot chose to live near those cities, which we know as Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom was a wicked place. But Lot chose that because the land was very fertile. And this is what he saw when he chose the land. It was fertile, there was water, good land, and the cities were wealthy, beautiful, very inviting for the worldly eyes. Dazzled with visions of worldly gain. That's what attracted Lot there. The dwellers of Sodom were corrupt, conversations vile, which corrupted their ears daily. And the righteous soul was vexed, tainted by the violence and the crime. But all that was attractive was the worldly riches, the dazzling lights, the fun, and the wealth to be gained, worldly wealth to be gained. As it says at the bottom, it is Satan's purpose to attract men and women to the cities. To gain his object, he invents every kind of novelty, amusement, excitement, which attracts our eyes. The food attracts our noses. The music attracts our ears. The excitement attracts our ears. In the cities, the dazzling lights, the nightlife. And it leads to nothing. It all leads to nothing. We're told to get out of the cities, to find land, to build your home or find a home with your own land so you can plant, grow your own food. Go into the cities to do your ministry, and to hand out tracts, to preach, whatever you want to do, and then come out again and come to your home, your safe haven. That is what we're supposed to do. Not to be around Sodom. The cities of the world today are fast becoming just like Sodom and Gomorrah. And as is said in the word, as it was in the land of Noah, so it shall be in the days before the coming of the Son of Man. And this is the days of before Noah. It was, well, not, it was wicked, evil, very wicked, very evil. Sodom and Gomorrah got demolished by fire, brimstone. Fire and brimstone hailed down on Sodom and Gomorrah and demolished every square foot of those cities and everyone within them. And those angels just brought out, were only able to bring out Lot and his two daughters. The wife came out as well, but she looked back and she perished. And this is why Abraham was known as a righteous, because God said go and he went, and he just went where God led him. How obedient are we when God says to go or to do something? Do we just do it, or do we go back and get our stuff?